I'm with Tracy Jones, who's the Chief Fire Officer of the South Wales Fire Service and is currently leading the rescue operation. It's lovely to be with you today. So Paul Evans was initially noted to be stuck at 10 a.m. this morning. When were you made aware of the situation?
I think the initial call would have come into the emergency services at around 10:05. So they would have alerted the emergency services, and then obviously by the time we checked all the details and everything and got to the scene, it was around 10:30. So obviously with the distance of travel and making sure the right fire service engines were available, so we were on the site at 10:30, which is pretty normal for this kind of area.
So how does the incident compare with others in your career? Has this been your biggest challenge thus far?
I think there have been many more challenging incidents that we've had to deal with. But I guess the difference with this one is that it's very unusual. It's not really something that we've dealt with before, because it's never happened before. So I think, one of the things that's challenging about this particular rescue attempt is because the person is suspended up in the air, it's making sure that we have the right equipment to get up as far as him, to make sure that we can release the harness safely, and make sure that everything is in place for when he is released from that harness. So it's probably not the worst thing I've seen in my career, but in terms of the challenge and the fact that it's a very unusual safety operation, then yes, it is that.
So going off that then, because it's so rare, how familiar are you with using this specialist equipment?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the specialist equipment is it's effectively cranes, hydraulic cranes that we would use for rescuing people who were in house fires or if anything happened at a height. So we're very used to dealing with this equipment and operating this equipment, but not necessarily with on a zip wire. So we have a lot of experience in dealing with these specialist sort of rescue cranes, but not necessarily in this particular scenario.
So how are you communicating with the other rescue services, for example, the police and the ambulances, to ensure the quickest and safest recovery of Mr. Evans?
Yeah, I mean, the responsibility is ours, so we're leading this investigation at the moment, and not investigation, we're leading the operation, the rescue operation. Everyone has very clear kind of operational needs at this point, so obviously the ambulance service are on standby for when Paul is released. We're leading the rescue operation, and at the moment we don't necessarily need anyone else to come in to help that, and the police obviously will take another role in making sure that everything is organised, and that there'll be some kind of health and safety investigation afterwards with the police later on.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for coming to talk to CJS today.
Thank you.